Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we have episode 6 of Roads and Ruins.
Who put a question mark on his
adventure.
teleprompter?
I don't know, but that's what it says on the Twitch, like down there. So
There you go. Then it's
official.
episode 6. Excellent. I'm Pete, the Game Master.
Oh, it's me. Hello, I'm Aldun. I will be playing Clip Killhaven, the Texan Elven Gunslinger. We've been officially told that he's Texan.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Einar Eriksson, the Jotun champion.
hey, my name is Millie. My character is Rasilka the Ruddy Amazing, who is a dwarf swashbuckler.
Hello, I'm Ben, and I'm playing Crow of the Atawan, a lizard folk. What is he? He's mostly a barbarian. Yeah, barbarian. That'll do.
90% barbarian.
Yeah.
Judging by the way he hit things, he's definitely a barbarian. Hi all, I'm Dan, and I'm playing LaRue the Fox. She's a cute little fox and she does magical stuff. She's an oracle.
Oh,
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Right. So, if you're on Twitch, join us on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, join us on Twitch. That's it. Right, on with the show. So, previously on Roads and Ruins, you guys executed a tactical assault on the Plundered Smithy, if I remember correctly. There was serious planning on our Discord, join our Discord, beforehand, and a Clip had come up with a sound attack plan, and you all executed it fairly as planned.
Yeah, I
Every
still don't
single
understand why
step
the fox had to stand in the middle of the battlefield.
Every single step of the one-step plan was followed perfectly. Everything after that
It was improvised perfectly.
also went well.
Did go well, and there was
Go team.
some damage dealt out on both sides. So I think you guys had to stop for a little breather
mm-hmm.
and a few healing potions or cure light wounds. I can't remember. And then you went into the Plundered Smithy. And if you remember, inside we found that there were 2 giant forges built for creatures 15 foot tall, as big as the wood giant you met previously, but you found the kind of carcass of a mechanoid, and you assumed that maybe these mechanoids would operate in this smithy, as you found giant anvils big enough for giants to operate on. And you had a bit of a fight with some hobgoblins. There were some hobgoblin alchemists that you had to take out. There was some fire bombs thrown around. Silka was ruddy amazing, rolling across the floor and skewering someone, and then barbarian axes, and there was lots of good fighting going on. There was lots of fire thrown around as well. I was going for some effects that time to sort of try out a few different things, area effect, fire and all that kind of stuff. So you did really well. You survived, and you found a big bag of swag. Well, you kind of rifled through all the boxes and crates and dusty corners of this old smithy, and you found some gear, didn't you? Can anyone remember? I've got it written down somewhere. Has anyone got it to hand? No.
I have it right here.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
We got 3 chunks of cold iron. We got 2 chunks of silver. We got a selection of runes. We got 2 runes of weapon potency. Make your stabby stick more stabby. We got a rune of shadow. We got 4 thunderstones moderate. Kaboom, kaboom. We got some blank rune stones. We got some. No, we'll just skip over that one. We got some tracker goggles.
We're skipping over the spell strike ammunition. That's what we're skipping
Magic
over.
bullets.
Yeah.
That's going straight in Clip's pocket.
You didn't find anything. No, nothing there.
No, we got 2 more flasks of alchemist fire, and we got 4 flasks of acid.
Yeah. So it seemed that there was quite a bit going on here, and this was clearly some ancient dwarven constructed but mechanoid operated forging area. There was a kind of a huge rail minecart rail going through the middle. And you found a gem on the mechanoid that would allow you to pass through the doors.
Found ourselves a magic stone.
Indeed.
Oh, we did.
Indeed.
Go through.
Yeah, it kind of became a bit transparent as you got closer, and then you realized you could walk through when you're within a certain distance of it. And you also found a set of stairs going down into Bargdumiraz, probably. But there was some rubble,
Yeah, it was blocked off.
detritus, and blocked up. So you guys had been super successful. You had taken over the smithy. So what we've now done is we have, I assume you guys are going to take a day and make it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get the Plundered Smithy out. Here we go. Can you guys see that? Plundered Smithy. Oh, look at that. That's what you get for getting that's what you get.
Aha.
There you go. Right. So currently, it seems like the Braktagar forces have done some work on this place. So as you know, one of the forges has been repaired and fired because the smoke was coming out of the top vent of the mesa when you arrived. So clearly they've been here for a while, because it would take you 5 work points to do that.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
And
Ooh.
the
Excuse me.
any rubble, most of the rubble and detritus and other crap and crud and dust and everything in the smithy has been removed, or kind of shuffled to one side. You assume maybe they've pushed that down the stairwell, which was blocked anyway. And the site already has capacity 1, so you could stay here without need to subsist as a team of 5 indefinitely, because it's safe enough territory that you can. The idea is that you're still subsisting, you're still hunting, but you have a place to go back to. You have shelter, you have safety, so you can try again. You can, it's kind of a defensible location, that kind of thing. So make safe has kind of been done already, and 5 work points out of restore the mech forge. It's
And we had a bit of a plan about that, didn't we? We talked about it out of character, and we kind of promised the giant that we weren't going to rebuild the forge here. So I think we were talking about going back to Emberwatch and then suggesting that they come out here and take it apart and bring the bits back to Emberwatch, because it's kind of too far away to be practical as a forge given our current state. But if they take the forge apart, they can use it to upgrade the forge back at home, and then we could turn this place into an outpost or a watchtower of some kind.
Or a spa.
Which the giant probably won't object to, because we'll use wood instead of smoke.
Or if there isn't room at Emberwatch, it could be at the village that we repaired or semi-repaired.
Yeah.
And turn that into more of a coastal town.
Yeah. Anything that's closer to our center of operations, given we are 6 days out.
Yep, you are 6 days out. Also, I think we still have to make a roll for your workers at your other site, which we'll do in a minute. We'll talk about what you want to do with this Plundered Smithy first. So I assume you don't want to put any more work points into this site right now, then?
Not if it's been made safe. That's all we really want to do.
Okay. It's going to take 5 work points to disassemble. So effectively, do the opposite of firing and repairing a great forge, taking it apart.
Okay.
Also, you could spend 5 work points to clear the underground tunnels, linking it to the Dirmir below, if you wanted to.
Every time. No.
Yeah, we've been given that option before, haven't we?
Hell no.
Yeah, what you don't know is secretly the other team of workers are delving at no. They're
That's
dwarves.
what
They
Ruby
couldn't-
Watch are for.
We send them down into the tunnels and then we clean whatever comes out.
Ruby Watch, get in the hole.
Boom!
So it's kind of afternoon
Mhm.
on that 6th day that you've had your massive battle. You have the come down from the adrenaline. You're in the smithy. It's a safe place to stay for the night rather than set back off again. So you your 6th day ends there,
Mhm.
and you can rest and recuperate.
Mr. Godperson,
Yes.
I would like to trash the ladders that lead up onto the elevated mesa. And then,
well, don't necessarily trash them. Could we not just bring them inside?
oh, we could bring them inside. That's
But it's
fine
kind of
too.
they're kind of like metal rungs in the bolted into the
Oh,
stone
wow.
wall.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
gosh, that's that.
Yeah.
I was because on the picture they look like they're made out of wood.
Wood.
Do they?
Yeah.
Sorry, they are. This kind of metal
Are we
rungs.
talking about the ones on the edge of the mesa that some of us clambered up?
Oh no, sorry. You mean the ones on the outside?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, they're wood. They're
Yeah.
wood ladders leaning against the mesa. Yeah.
Just to make the place more defensible, we'd like to remove them, bring them inside
Sure.
if you
Yeah,
see fit.
I can bring them in.
And then, is there any way to seal off that little hut on the top?
Are there like bars on the door, or could we install bars?
You
on
could
the door?
install bars on the
All
door.
this wood from these ladders. Just nail that.
You could.
Do we
use
have any wood?
You could use one of the ladders
Oh, there we
to
go.
make bars on the interior of the doors.
Okay, well, let's do that. And then we can use the magic door and the magic crystal to get ourselves out.
Mhm.
And then that will make it harder for the Bractigorians to get back in.
Where did I put the magic crystal? Have you got the magic crystal? Did I put it down?
Oh, shit, I left it inside. Ah!
No.
Cool. Okay, right. So you install some Einar and Clip, you sort of spend some time doing some of this defensible stuff, pulling the ladders up, breaking one apart, making some bars to place on the back of the doors, getting it all cool, all safe. You've got your method of egress if you need to with your magical stone. So the two of you spend your sort of couple of hours sorting that out.
We'll make
Rusilka.
some delicious food
Oh.
while they're doing that.
Oh, cool. Okay, gonna make some delicious food. That feels like that needs a roll. You're declaring it's delicious before it's made. Let's. What do we think cooking might come
Survival,
under?
surely.
Yeah, survival.
Did anybody else want the tracker's goggles, by the way? Am I okay to have those?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of a lizard walking around with goggles on.
No, I'm going to
Yeah.
screw them into the eye sockets of my crocodile hat.
I was going to say, if it was like
cool.
a flouncy tracker monocle, I could see LaRue using it. But I can't see LaRue with goggles.
No, dainty opera glasses.
Opera glasses, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, over there.
Oh, on the
Steampunk
end of
goggles,
it, like
doesn't it?
box of snout, like just perching on the edge of that. And just
Tracker
Oh, little
opera
fox
glasses.
pince nez. That's what you
Well-
want. You want a little pince nez.
We can have them as tracker opera glasses if you want.
I'm sure it's fine that crow.
They're big ass Coca-Cola bottle bottom
Big,
glasses.
thick
Just-
green lenses that look really
Yeah.
good screwed into a crocodile hat.
there we go. By crocodile hat, he means a skull.
Yes,
Yeah, that I
It's a
wear as a hat.
made out of a
Just for the
crocodile.
people at home who may not be visualizing this quite as you had intended.
Okay,
Told you it was delicious.
Is it delicious?
Oh,
That is
wow.
delicious.
that is some
Wow.
right. So you spend some time gathering.
Wow, this
some-
hobgoblin's really good.
On the way in, you saw that there were some, wild flowers, edible flowers, some herbs growing nearby, and you kind of go out, gather those, come back in, cook a nice meal for them over the dying embers. I assume you've turned you've like not pumping the forge, and you're going to try and calm it down. Maybe in the morning, turn it,
Oh,
you know,
We
put
can
it
use it
out.
as a fireplace rather than, I mean, obviously a forge uses dramatically more fuel.
Exactly. But you could let it go down, couldn't you? And it would just decline overnight and stay warm and hot enough for you, definitely. Okay, Rasilka, what are you up to?
I'm eating not hobgoblin stew.
Okay.
Not hobgoblin.
Not hobgoblin. I like that.
Not hobgoblin stew. Perhaps wondering if we could find a big pail of LaRue, have I told you about this dwarven spa, right? What we do is we get lots of hot rocks, water, wooden benches, really good near a forge, right? We could do it. We could change this into we call it a sauna.
Sounds wonderful.
Pretty good. Like if you're from cold places, right? It's really good if you got snow outside as well, because you run through the snow and then you go into the room with the rock. It's really great. We could make that here.
I can make the snow.
We've got, and that's the conversation that's going on. That's what Rasilkas do. Nothing intelligent or useful.
Fair enough. Okay.
Just plotting.
Cool. And Dan, what's LaRue up to?
Pretty much the same as Rasilka.
Okay.
Really enthusiastic spa conspiracy.
Yeah. However, she's taken the meal, and what she's done is she tried to make it look more, because I imagine it is mostly a very tasty stew, and she's giving a bit of jus around the edge, and putting some flowers on it. She's giving it presentation at this point in time, and she's eating at a makeshift table. She's trying to feel a little bit more noble than usual because she's been roughing it for a few days now, and she doesn't like it.
You can definitely feel the presence of Nan in this place as you're kind of moving
She's so
around.
annoying.
You can sense her presence, and specifically near the large anvils that are over by the not the forge that's fired, but the other room where there was the statue of Dwarim, the god of precision and skill. In that room, you can see she's kind of hanging out, humming a tune. It's like in the back of your head. You can kind of hear her, feel her.
So annoying. I bet she's
lingering.
swooning over Dwarum. I bet that's what it is. She's just swooning. I suppose LaRue would probably go and investigate her annoying ancestor being annoying. She's just humming a tune.
It's not often that you actually see them in the waking day. See them. You're aware of them. You feel them, and when you sleep, you often dream of them. And they come to you and talk to you and give you advice and that kind of thing. But for once in a while, you kind of put your head around the corner, and it's fairly dark in here, but you can see a kind of faint outline of a fox sitting on the anvil. The one on the left as you're looking at it. And it's just kind of sitting there, and head rocking side to side in that annoying way she used to do while she hummed little tunes and things, and just seems to be sitting there.
Nan, just looking around, make sure no one hears me. What are you doing? Go away. Go away. Is she gone? She got away.
No, she kind of turns around and looks at you, and she says, "This is a magical place. Yeah, ancient spells and dweomers linger in this place."
Okay, where? We're downstairs underneath or on where you're sitting?
Some were spent here.
Okay, that's really useful to know. Now go away. And LaRue just walks away and goes back into the other room. It's oh no.
Okay, and as you kind of turn away from her, you hear her harumph. Huh. And she says, "Look." And when she said "look," there's a burst of ethereal, bluey green light, sort of that that only you can see, that she's kind of gifting to you. And it kind of pulses through the building. And as you step back into the corridor with the mine cart and the rail, the mine cart, but not the mine cart, the illusory blue outline of a mine cart is moving towards you. And a huge spectral mechanical creature with a shining light in its chest is pushing forward. And as it goes past, you can see in this minecart there are laid weapons and armor, very fine. It's hard to make it out though, because it's all kind of a spectral hologram kind of thing, but it kind of drifts through you and past you, and you kind of see it going through you and beyond, and it kind of heads out through the doorway. As you turn around and watch it go out the doorway, you can see standing next to the doorway there is a dwarven figure, and he just kind of nods, looks down at a kind of something he's holding in his hand. You can't make it out. Looks like a book or something, and makes some writing motions on it, and then you're kind of like, it's gone.
Well, Nana, that was just creepy. Why did you do that? I don't understand any of this stuff. It's a creepy golem thing that's down there. Do you want me to do something with that? I don't know what you want me to do. Don't know why the ancients bother me anyway.
And with that, it kind of looks at you with a little cheeky, foxy grin, and jumps off the anvil and darts through the wall and disappears.
Ancients, they're bloody useless. And LaRue goes back into the other room and sits down and looks a bit sulky because she's now trying to work out what all of that meant.
Okay, right. So evening comes and Crow dishes up this, what looked like sort of like dandelions and some nondescript meat from somewhere. Is there one less hobgoblin lying around now? Cooks up this beautiful broth, this kind of hearty, filling, warming stew that kind of you all sit down and eat together, and it's fantastic. I mean, you rolled a 25, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's
Tastes like chicken.
and then you spend the night safer, ladders up, bars on the doors, all those kinds of things, so you can have a proper rest and recover your hit points and abilities and spells and all that kind of good stuff.
Can LaRue attempt to sneak out the little gem and try to make the mechanical thing work? She's still trying to work out what her ancestor was banging on about.
I think Clip has the gem still.
Is there a button for taking a long rest?
It is he asleep? And is he going to notice a now semi-humanoid LaRue, not in fox form?
Well, I assume you're going to wait till he goes to sleep.
Absolutely. I don't want
Okay.
Clip is leaning against the mechanoid, cleaning his rifle.
Do elves sleep, Dewey?
I think they sleep for a shorter period of time, but they do sleep.
Yeah.
I assume what we'll do is we'll have we don't do roll-offs anymore, do we? We do a target number, which will be, hang on. So Clip,
Just ask for it.
Clip, no, I'm looking for the right skill for LaRue to use.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking at 5 different editions of D&D over the last week, and I'm not sure what the skills are anymore.
Is it stealth or thievery?
Thievery, that's the one.
Ben
Thievery.
Bar's gates.
Yeah. I've got
Open
6%
door.
chance of Ben Bar's lift gates.
Open the door.
Okay, so we're going to have a thievery roll
Okay.
against Clip's perception DC.
Right, she's trying to be like super sneaky. Like she doesn't know, she has no idea what she's doing, but she's being super sneaky, or what she assumes to be super
Should
sneaky.
mention that Clip is an expert in perception at this point.
Well, she's trying it anyway. So what's your...
Okay, a crit? No. Oh dear.
well,
Right.
we should...
Right.
Clip, there is a fox sitting on your head.
She's in a semi-humanoid form now. She's changed from being a fox.
Why are you up my grill, furry one?
She looks shocked as if you weren't supposed to see her. And then she's like, as you're like just sitting there, she like slides her hand into your pocket and lifts out the gem.
No, I thought you were a lady.
Need this.
Oh, why didn't you ask for it?
Because I need it. And she goes to the machine and starts like trying to push it in the machine, and she has no idea what she's doing, but she looks like she's trying to make it work.
Would you like some help? I'm trained in mechanical artifice.
Well, it's gonna sound strange.
And you've woken me up, so I might as well help.
Well, my ancestor showed me this thing walking around with this cart with weapons and a dwarf man writing something. So I'm trying to, but I don't know what it means. So I'm trying to make it work to see if I know what it means.
Okay. Why does that sound strange? That sounds perfectly normal.
Oh, that's not the reaction I was expecting.
You're a magical talking fox and I'm an elf.
Well, when you put it like that. Now, she goes back to trying to push the thing into the socket. Still has no idea what she's doing.
I would like to help.
Okay. You go to put the crystal back into the kind of aperture on the front of its chest plate. And as you kind of put it in, you feel that there's like a slight magnetic pull to it. Not strong enough to like pull it out of your hand or anything, but just enough that you can feel it. And you're like, oh, it wants to go back kind of thing. That's what it feels like to you. You wouldn't think magnets.
Stops the whale oil from exploding when you try and slot it.
And as you go to put it back, LaRue, you may spend 1 focus point if you wish.
Yeah, I will do this. I've spent a focus point.
Okay. So as you do this, you're kind of thinking about your nan, and you're like, she told me to do this, and if I do this, this will be a good thing, and maybe this thing will come back to life. And that kind of cause and effect backward thinking. There's no real reason for this to happen, but as you do, you feel the presence of Nan on your shoulder. She's not there, you can't see her, but you can feel her almost like when she's peering over your shoulder at what you're doing and saying, that's right. And you put it in, and there's a noise, and you can feel the thrum from inside the torso of this mechanical creature. And it's kind of, there's clearly something going on in there, something rotating, something moving, cogs turning. Clip, it feels to you like gears, kind of rotating and stuff. And the body kind of judders slightly.
I suggest we step back.
Okay.
And then it judders again. And then you can kind of hear like a strange bite, like metal being twisted.
Oh, that's not a good sound.
Being forced.
No, that's not good. Is there an off switch?
I didn't know how I turned it on. I don't know how to turn it off.
And you hear a voice, like a strange voice, come out of this mechanoid. And it's a dwarven voice. And it says, self-repair initiated.
Oh, that's handy.
That's a good thing, right, Clip?
Well, if it's friendly, then yeah, we may need to go wake up the dwarf.
You can see a little bit of golden light, almost like a tracery coming down some of the mechanical parts of the body, almost like, Clip, it looks like elongated rune work.
I'm gonna get out my sketchbook to start. This is some serious magic.
Everybody else make perception rolls. So I assume, what I'm assuming here is Clip was on watch. LaRue stayed up to...
Not if he was asleep, no.
Oh no, sorry, Clip wasn't on watch. LaRue was on watch.
Yeah.
And I'd waited for Clip to go to sleep. 17, 24, 15. Okay. Crow, you wake up. You can hear this kind of strange noise coming from in the corridor.
Creep, creep, creep.
Okay, you creep up to the door. I mean, it's quite a big doorway to the corridor, and then you can see the outline of Clip and LaRue kind of both back to you, staring at this mechanoid, whose body is kind of slowly, almost like it's testing every joint of its body as it's like shifting, and like some light coming out between the gaps of the armor plating that it has as its kind of exterior.
Can I sneak up on them?
They have to make perception rolls and see if they beat your stealth roll. You never know. You never know, Dan.
Although you can make a pretty good guess.
Okay. Oh, you needed a 20, didn't you?
Yes, I needed a crit to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Crow, you sneak up on them.
I'm just going to sort of poke my head slowly between the two of theirs and just kind of look at them both. And then extract my head again.
Well, we're going to need the dwarf. I recommend we get the dwarf before this thing fully wakes up because it might have some sort of identification protocol, and it's been asleep for a while. You said you saw a dwarf with a clipboard.
Yes, and he was over, and she points to where she saw him, and the cart went through there with loads of weapons and stuff in it. It looked very nice, and he was writing stuff.
Okay, can you please go get Rasilka?
Rasilka doesn't really like
pad
being
off to get
woken up.
Rasilka.
I assume we still haven't noticed him walking around.
I stuck my head in between you and looked at you both.
No, we didn't notice.
Was it so stealthy?
We were
Probably
oblivious.
both looking.
Didn't notice a thing.
They're so fixated on
Yeah,
this.
well, I'm assuming that they've just asked me to go and get the dwarf, so I'm going to get the dwarf.
Okay,
Fair enough. Clip is still making sketches of all the rune work. This is
Cool.
fascinating stuff.
cool. Rasilka, you are in your... you get prodded by a reptilian.
I should prod her from like some distance away because I don't know if she's one of those ones that wakes up and stabs you.
Seems likely.
I don't know. I assume she says something like, "No, Grandma, I don't want to play cards again. I've lost all my money." Kind of thing. And then I would like sit up, like, what's happening? Is it time to go? Have you made breakfast?
Einar, Vasilka's shouting awake is enough to wake you up. You are a warrior and you are seasoned and you're kind of prepared for shouting dwarves.
Noble Fox and Shooty Boom Man have found magic golden statue. They wish for you to talk to it.
Talk to right, okay. And I'll put on my right, okay. Talk to statues, aye.
Why did they have to do it in the middle of the night?
Because I don't know, maybe it only talks at night. Let's go find out.
Sis.
You can all three of you, as you kind of chatting, you turn
I'll
around,
be
you can
putting my armor on.
Sure, but you can see there's light coming out of the doorway to the hall, and you can hear this mechanical noise. Clip, you've been sketching down some cool looking runes, and you've watched kind of like a fine line of golden kind of light trace down a groove that you didn't see before in part of the arm and disappear under some armor plating, and then the elbow joint moves.
Not saying I'm a child of the 80s or anything, but every time Pete says that we hear these mechanical noises, all I'm hearing is the sound of Transformers changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Dwarfimus Prime. And it's like starting to like get up. It's like one of its legs is under it, and then it slides out as it kind of looks like the energy kind of reroutes to the other part of its body, and it's kind of like maneuvering around obviously trying to get all of its limbs working at the same time. It's proving a bit tricky for it right now. And that's when Rasilka and Einar kind of hopping into his chainmail underpants kind of come around the corner. I'm sorry, Einar, what armor have you got? Sorry. Is it plate, half plate or something?
Mute.
You're a mute.
Mute.
A breastplate.
Okay, right. So you're like shuffling buckling on the last strap as you kind of come around the corner, fork in hand.
What have you done?
Clip did it.
Clip, what have you done?
LaRue, that is not true.
Okay, it was me. My nana told me.
Listen, LaRue, look, you don't have to take the blame for when a person like Clip messes with machinery. I know he's very pokey and he loves to go and mess around in Forge. You don't have to take the blame. Clip, what did you do?
Well, on this occasion, Rasilka, I did not do it. I would have loved to play with the mechanical man, but our fox friend got there first. And you remember that magic stone that we were going to use, so we were the only ones who could enter this building? Do you remember that stone?
Yeah, it's part of our defends the Forge Spa.
Yeah, it's now somewhat embedded within this almost completely now absolutely fine automaton. I'm glad you're here because I think it's probably going to relate better to dwarves than it is to the rest of us funny looking folk.
And as Clip says that, it kind of stands up. One of its arms looks a little bit loose. And you can see probably why it was struggling. It looks like that part of its body is actually damaged.
I can probably fix that.
But it kind of stands up and it has a featureless metallic head with no eyes or anything. It has a kind of sharpening to almost like a nose ridge down the front of its face, but nothing that you'd call eyes or, a mouth or anything like that. And from within, you hear this voice, operator instructions.
I look about, I'm like, what I want to say is like, nobody, where like in Ghostbusters, they're like, don't think of anything. Like, oh, don't say anything. Like silence mode activate. I literally just like look to Clip and I'm like,
at ease.
At
Doesn't
ease?
do anything.
At ease, robot?
Await instructions. Maybe that one.
Wait for further instructions, aye.
It still looks damaged. Could it repair itself more?
Well, it initiated what it called a self-repair mechanism, and it had this glowing gold light that seemed to be fixing it. That arm that it hasn't managed to fix, I think, is more damage than its magic can cope with. Maybe I can fix it a little bit more, enough so that its magic can overcome the damage. But as it is, I don't know what we want to do with this thing.
The root at this point is really close and poking it.
Can tell Metal Man to turn this place into a den, yes?
A spa, like the sauna you were talking about.
Yeah. That's our plan, right?
You could start
or maybe
disassembling the
disassemble of Forge.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to look at it. Can you repair your own arm?
Oh, we can translate that into dwarven.
I've got one job on this ship, right?
Left shoulder compromised.
Oh, you don't need
Assistance required.
I can help. Do you have a manual or instructions?
The Forge Master has all instructions.
When was the last time you saw the Forge Master? Do you have a concept of time?
It moves its head side to side for a minute. Unknown.
what is your last operational memory?
It looks down at the cart in a kind of sad, like drooping head motion.
Oh, LaRue hugs him.
Unknown.
LaRue actually hugs him. Oh, she feels sorry.
Please maintain safe distance.
Do you have a designation? What should we call you?
Unknown.
Well, I'm not going to call you unknown.
Can we call him Gnome?
We call him no. Why don't we call you known? I like that. That's more positive.
Known.
Do you accept this designation?
Known.
I'm gonna take that as an affirmative.
Affirmative.
Clip,
you-
I think he's copying you.
Echo.
Okay,
Okay.
no.
Maybe not. Do you have a place where you rest, where you recharge here in the forge?
Next to primary forge.
Can you make your way there now?
He walks past you all into the room with the Dwarven statue and walks round and stands next to the forge.
Did
Just
we-
goes. He's as he now he's standing. He's about 12 foot, maybe 14 foot. You don't have a tape measure on you. And he has dwarven proportions. So he's 12 foot tall and chunky. And
Like
clearly
10 foot broad.
yeah, clearly built to push a huge cart, and has fully functioning hands with fingers, and looks like he's had a bit of wear and tear, maybe from fire and heat, some corrosion, but no sign of like battle or anything. No one's like bashed him to bits or anything.
Are there others like you here?
Unknown. Standard complement for Bargdoomir surface smith is 3 units.
If I ask you what happened to the other two, you're gonna tell me unknown, aren't you?
Unknown.
I had that feeling. Okay. Anyone else have any questions for our metal friend?
Could he give it back? So
Yeah, that crystal in your chest, is that imperative to your function?
Beyond activation, no.
Could I have it?
Cannot leave structure without stone.
That is correct. Yes, that's why I need it, because I need to leave the structure and I need to leave you here. Thank you.
Takes it out and gives it to you.
It has been a pleasure known. If I may, I have myself a cleaning and an oiling kit, so I can at least get you a little bit tidied away, and then I'll have a look at that arm, if you don't mind.
I am to thank you.
oh,
Okay, good.
Got lovely manners.
Can someone get me a ladder?
He picks
I'll
you
go
up.
for-
we
One
broke
of
picks
those
it.
you-
spare ladders we got.
He picks you up
Oh, okay.
and brings you towards his shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, can I have a ladder? Actually, I know. Could I?
I'll
This
go
is-
get one.
Awkward.
He puts you back
thank-
down.
Thank you, known. I appreciate it. If I need that kind of assistance, I will ask. Okay, don't go touching people without their permission. Okay, unless they're hobgoblins, in which case you just touch them till they're flat.
It kind of turns his head at a quizzical angle.
Someone want to get a hobgoblin corpse just so that we can show known what we're talking about?
I'll go back. I'll bring one of those too.
Thanks, Einar.
Got a ladder over one shoulder, hobgoblin over the other. It's got a
Okay.
large meal-sized section removed from it.
So racist.
Okay, so this is a hobgoblin. They are bad. They wish to hurt the foundry. so they must be destroyed. Yes?
What is hurt?
Broken. They wish to break the foundry.
Unacceptable.
We?
Shush. Okay, so if any of them turn up, you just need to smush them. Okay, now I'm gonna fix this arm. Well, I'm gonna have a go anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna oiling
Make
and
a craft roll.
polishing and making a craft roll.
And known, as he is now known, known the mechanoid, can function as one group of laborers on his own.
Wow.
So he can generate a work point on his own in a day.
Damn. Very impressive.
Good job,
So
man.
I have a repair kit and my firearm
Yep.
cleaning kit. I'm kind of using a bit of both of those to
Cool. Yep.
um,
Like it.
work off some of that corrosion, but also trying to looking at the working arm and getting known to flex that and move that about, and then look at the
Mhm.
broken one and trying to figure out how on earth to put these things together.
Okay, that's cool.
Do I get circumstance bonus?
I'll give you a +1.
Sure. Okay, I've got hero points to burn, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Oh.
King of craft.
Okay.
Do the king of craft.
Uh, so
Boom.
you managed to find just the right sprocket in your kit that fits the loose flange in the shoulder joint of known.
He said flange.
I know, I was giggling inside.
The fuck is a flange? What's a summer flange? So you are able to repair his shoulder. Fully functional. I am to thank you.
You're welcome.
LaRue goes, yay, and hugs him again.
Can't stand to see a piece of machinery
Looks
going to
downy.
waste.
Please stay at safe distance from mechanoids.
LaRue pretty much ignores it. She assumes cuddling is safe distance. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm glad we woke you up. Now, I'm going to go to sleep now. Bye-bye. LaRue just walks off.
Is that you didn't want to know about the cart or the armor or the dwarf or nothing? You
Oh,
just-
yeah. Yeah, my nan gave me a vision, Mr. Robot Man, and you were pushing a cart full of weapons and armor to somewhere. Where were you going?
Would you like me to resume manufactory process?
Oh.
No, we don't want
No.
to make things.
It looks
Oh.
around and it says require ore.
That is not required. Thank you, no.
Required charcoal.
You will need to move the forge to somewhere safe.
Require runestone.
Oh, you can fit runestones.
Promised we wouldn't use the forge.
Didn't say anything to you. Just standing there waiting.
But I'm sure we can move the forge somewhere safe and you can continue your work.
Yeah, but while we've got him here. We got some rune stones.
Can we produce one of the blank ones?
Well, we got the damaging
gonna-
ones, and we
When
got
you just
Clip
gonna
is
hold
much
it
more
up, or
interesting.
you
I'm just going to
gonna
hold
show it
one
to
of the
him?
blank runestones.
Runestone awaiting.
what about this one? I'll hold up the shadow one.
Functional runestone. Do you wish transference?
Could you fit this rune stone to my armor?
Please remove armor.
I'll take off my leather bodkin. Short cloak.
Take off your leather underpants. Okay, sorry. I've got a thing
It's that
about
kind of
armor,
party.
Do that,
armored
do the
underpants
room,
today.
do
haven't
that
I?
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
look.
kid. Sorry. Wait a minute.
Don't look, LaRue.
Let me get this straight. One way I become undisputed ruler of the universe. The other way, it's wearing Clip's underpants.
Clip's posing pouch.
Yep.
Place on anvil. And his arm just like sticks out in a very involuntary kind of motion, pointing at one of the anvils.
I will place the shadow rune and my leather jerkin upon the anvil.
Okay. It goes over and it starts to work. And as it does, it's a left arm, which you repaired, the shoulder joint. Below the elbow, which has kind of got an armored section, pops out, rotates, slides back in. And you can see that it's got a number of tools for digits on the end. And out of the side of its right leg, a bit like RoboCop, it pulls a big hammer.
Ooh.
And it starts to work, finally carving and crafting the rune of shadow from the runestone onto your armor clip. That will take it a day.
Looks like we're here for a day. Sorry, I should have asked how long it would take him.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna sleep in the other forge.
Bang, bang.
I don't know, Rasilka, that's like, that's like a nursery rhyme to you.
Soporific.
Yeah. Where do you sleep?
Okay, so you guys are going to hang around for a bit, or are you going to head? Are you going to get him to stop? You could ask him to stop.
No.
Clip is fascinated by the whole thing.
Okay, so
What is the plan?
I mean, can we start like tidying up, ready for the forge to be disassembled while we're waiting?
So we'd left it with you guys. We're talking to Known, our new mechanoid friend, who was starting to craft or transfer the rune of shadow onto Clip's armor. I think in the break, all of the team have realized that Known could be very handy in tooling up some stuff. So we're gonna have you guys have decided you're gonna hang around for a few days.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, just chill.
Yeah.
Use of him.
And Known is gonna transfer a rune a day onto so Clip's getting your armor done. Einar, what are you having done?
I'm getting one of the runes of +1 weapon potency put onto my Rancer.
Cool. So that becomes a +1 weapon. That's +1 to attack. It's not a damage bonus. You have to get a striking rune for damage bonuses. And what striking runes do, they don't add 1 to your damage. They add an extra die.
Ooh.
So if you've got a striking rune on your Rancer, do 2d12 damage rather than 1d12 damage. And then if you've got a major, it would do 3d12 damage. And if you've got a greater, it would do 4d12 damage.
I want one.
Wow.
So and then
get me one of those.
But what happens is you have to put a potency rune on a weapon first, and then that +1 potency means you can put one other thing on it. If you have a +2 potency, you can then add 2 other things. And if you add a +3 potency, you can add 3 other things. So it's kind of like how you rank up your weapons as well.
That's very cool.
So potency comes before the other things. Everything's got a level number attached to it. Okay, so that's Einar's and Rasilka.
The other potency rune on the rapier.
Not on the crossbow that you've been lent.
Oh no, I need to give that back.
Oh, I'm taking that back.
Okay. Well, there's some other. What did the hobgoblins have? They had bows, or do they have crossbows? I can't remember.
I think they had bows because they weren't reloading. They were firing very fast.
Yeah, they had short bows, but they were doing 1d6 damage, weren't they? So it wasn't that cool. Okay. So you gather together all the gear of the hobgoblins as well. You've tidied up the place. What are you going to do over the next 3 days while Known transfers those runes?
Begin to disassemble bits of the forge that we can, ready for them to be moved.
So the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Take
the
the
one that he's
hobgoblin
working
I'm going to take the hobgoblin bodies out and bury them.
Okay.
Then I'm going to range around the area, like scouting the local area, foraging, that kind of thing during the day while they're doing their forgy stuff, so that there's provisions and supplies in the evening. And we've got a bit of an idea of the lay of the land.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll join you. I don't like to be enclosed too much.
Are you not overseeing the disassembly of the machines?
Well, it's not actually that much machinery.
I'm not sure Einar will count as a work point by himself.
Yeah, that is true. You'll
Mhm.
need
Okay.
or 5 person days would count towards 1 work point. So if 3 of you do it for 2 days, then that would count.
Yeah.
But then we start to get into like basic maths, and we have to.
Let's not do that. Yeah, fine. Okay, Clip will help,
Okay.
but he will be spending time outside as well, because
Yeah, I don't think it's
Sure.
like
Oh, it's not the
completely
whole-
uninterrupted
It's like
time.
8 hours of the day, so you can go out and range around a bit. You know, Crow can help as well. You'll all be helping at some point with the disassembly. So we will get 3 rolls. Now,
Ooh.
this is more complicated than a shattered district. You know, a plundered smithy. You need to make DC 23 crafting or engineering law, or DC 28 architecture law. Just
let's not
you
do
know.
that one. Ah. Okay. Is it the party's wish that
Well, the dice rolls have disappeared.
Clip, the crafty person,
Oh.
does the rolls?
No, they haven't. There they are. Awesome.
There you go. I was just finding the right journal.
That's cool. So as I said earlier on, it's 5 work points to get the forge going. We're going to say it's because these rules aren't really built for like disassembly. We're going to say it's the inverse. So it's 5 work points to take it apart.
Yeah, that seems fun.
So you got 3 days. So if you make 2 critical rolls, then is that your? Oh no, that was from earlier on. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
unfortunately.
If you make 2 critical rolls on that critical roll, critical rolls on
Whoever they are.
in those 3 days, then you'll successfully do it all. However, you won't be able to carry all of this stuff back. You're going to need like it's huge.
A large mechanical
I don't know.
man.
We're just starting the work so they can.
Sure.
Yeah, we're thinking
Yeah.
like
No,
ox train here.
I get what you're saying.
Shall I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. I just all right, well that'll do.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
good.
Good
It's
start.
a success.
That's a success.
I'm not getting any crits in a hurry.
Right. That's the first day you pass.
Oh,
Critical.
I will get a crit.
Yeah. So that's
um,
3 successes in 2 days.
That'll do.
Working hard.
Well, it's all a matter of getting yourself into the mindset of a dwarf, and they like to slot things
Been
together in
walking
such a
around
way
hunched all day.
that
Oh.
you cannot see the joins. But
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
good
can
work.
if you can just get them in the right place, everything slides apart.
Did you want to roll for the 3rd day?
Not really. No, I'd like to just peek at
Just
that.
do that again, Aldine. That's all you need.
Oh,
I'll take the success though.
Jesus, you rolled a 26, a 27, and a 28. Clip is seriously good at crafting. So yeah, you're like, oh, I'm so close to completing when
Can we take one more day?
known is like tasks complete.
Actually, we could just leave known to do the rest of it.
Yeah, just get him to pack it up and so it's
Now,
ready for you.
while you're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
we have 3 days of your work team down at the district, don't we? So at the Shattered District, we have these are easier rolls because it's just lots of space. Now, if I remember correctly, you guys armored it up, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there was 1 work point to clear it all, which you guys did yourselves.
Yep.
And then a team went down there and they made 3 rolls and got 5. Aldine's been doing some awesome crafting rolls. Got 5 work points. So they upgraded the site. Quality wood is brought to the site and a palisade is built around. Armor costs 20 and gains 100 hit points. So it's on full armor class and full hit points, which is great.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to do the underground one because you're all chicken.
I'm not.
Uh,
We're not
No.
chicken. We just want to be there
No.
when they do it.
well,
The
that's true.
underground one we want to be present for. We don't
Okay,
want them to
that's
do it.
fair.
We're not
That's
letting
fair.
Emerald Watch hog that glory. That's not happening.
Emerald Watch. I love the fact that you guys are Amber Watch. I think so. Some of our viewers, if you're watching on Twitch or back on YouTube, may not know that I'm running a parallel universe with the patrons, and we'll have to figure out what watch they are. They're
To watch.
so we're going to have a roll for them. They're +8.
Big
to
zirconium
crafting.
watch.
+8, you say?
Yes.
I'll just use clips then, because that's
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
This is where it all gets horribly stuffed wrong.
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
no, it's a 26.
That is a no, it's not critical because it's
No.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one work. That's one work point.
Yeah, the only crits will be actual crits.
What are we having them do at
it's-
the moment? I forget.
They are now increasing their site capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're replacing
Building a
lock
warehouse.
gaps and roofs and making more structures usable.
Yeah.
That one, isn't it?
The capacity is 2 at the moment, but if you complete this, it will get it to 7.
There's another one.
Yep, there's another one, and the third one.
Another day. We'll take that.
That's a pass. Cool. Okay, so 3 work points completed out of the 5.
Okay, I'm going to be
increase the
useless in
capacity.
combat now, everybody.
Yeah, not
I've
off.
done all of my good rolls.
Okay.
That's how probability works, folks.
Exactly how it works.
It's
Yes.
true.
Used it all up.
That's my understanding of maths.
My dice are tired now.
Pete, what XP are we on at the minute?
Well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is a very
well, it's
good question.
episode 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
So, and you've cleared another site.
we have.
You encountered the wood giant.
Yeah, we
You
did.
have
Beaten the living snot out of a whole posse
Bunch
of
of Bractagon.
hobgoblins.
and resurrected a mechanoid.
Yeah.
So I think you should all level up
Hmm.
to level 3.
Oh my god.
We do that after, or
But we can do that after, I think, after the end of the episode, because
Yeah.
that'd probably be better.
That seems
So I think this whole episode will get you to your next level. Oh, Clip, you just got a
Splendid.
re-roll from non-anomaly.
Thank you, non-anomaly.
Okay, so you guys are getting your stuff together, getting prepared on the 3rd day,
Mhm.
and Crow and LaRue, you guys are outside stretching your legs, preparing yourself. The others are getting their runing crafted things, all they're checking them out and all kind of funkied up with it. And the 2 of you are out there, and you see, remember that hill you guys sat on
Mhm.
to view this place? You see a figure sitting on that hill, a figure that's probably about 15 foot tall, slightly mossy and green, but sitting there clearly regarding your area. Now Known won't have needed to have used the forge for necessarily all of his work. Maybe the Ranseur a bit, maybe the Raper a little bit, but not. It could be on the cool down. So there'd be less
You should
smoke.
speak with her.
Yes, let's go.
She likes you.
I don't think she really likes anybody, but let's go speak to her anyway.
Yep, we're going to go and talk to the giant. Are we going to tell the others? No,
Well, that's cool.
they're busy.
Okay. And as you approach her, you can see that she is eating a vineling.
The garlic, you know. Mm.
And she sees you coming a long way off, and her bow and this huge quiver of these massive arrows,
There's javelins.
yeah, are beside her. Yeah, javelins with a whole duck on the back, a whole goose sticking off the back of the javelin, is kind of leant against the tree near her. And at first you don't quite see it because of the natural, appearance of these weapons. They look almost like another limb of the tree kind of thing. But she is clearly allowing you to see her. And she's kind of sitting there. as you approach, and she does her throat thing, like, and you can feel it crow through the ground. There's kind of when you're within sort of 30 feet of her, you can kind of feel this. It has no effect, no effect. It's not like paralyzing or numbing or anything, but you can sense it. And LaRue, you're aware of this as well. You're of Glorim, so you're very in tune with kind of natural things. And she says, "Greetings."
And LaRue bows and does her best diplomatic greeting. Greeting, giant of the woods. We have fulfilled our end of the bargain. We have removed the creatures from the forge, and we are disassembling the forge as we speak. No more will it burn.
It seems. Forgive my incredulity. It is not often that those who interfere with the woods keep to their word.
It's important, yes. We are part of the world.
We're all
And
part
we are
of
civilized.
the world mountain.
Yes.
And if we didn't have our word, where would we be? We would be hobgoblins, and nobody wants to be that.
These people from this faraway place, from the ruined side of Ondrum, they bring darkness with them. I can feel a great rending of the earth, of Arlorn, of the realm. Not far from here. I do not know where, but I can feel it close, like an abscess, like a wound in the ground, in the earth. It troubles me.
May we ask, this place that was Forge and Fire, could we change it, turn it into a watchtower, a place to view afar, to see if those who would trouble us come again?
She seems to pause for a moment and think. And a small bird lands on her head and kind of tweaks like some twigs from between her hair, and then flies off somewhere. And she says, "Yes. As long as you do not call the force of Zadumir through those pipes, this place is broken."
Those pipes will go soon. More men will come from the tower to the south, mans and dwarf and elf, and they will carry the forge and the pipes and the fire and the smoke, and they will carry it away down to the coast.
Near the great water.
Yes.
That is correct.
The best place for a fire.
Yes. And this place will become a place of watching, of safety. The humans have rangers and folks who know of the wild. We will ask them to come here to watch. We will tell them of you. We will tell them of your kindness, and we will tell them of our promise to you.
She puts her hand on the tree next to her and she says, "Will they fell, my friends? Will they scurry about beneath the boughs, loud and troublesome? Will they multiply and spread?"
It is the nature of man's to spread and multiply.
It is the nature of all life to spread and multiply, O greatness.
But some can be taught, some can learn of the wild, some can learn of the ways of trees and earth. Some can be taught.
However, life and the forest and the spreading of life need not be at odds with one another. Perhaps we can find a way to coexist where the watchers
Pulls up
assist.
a dead vineling from the other side of her. coexist like these
No, they
Glorim
do
and
not
Arnim
coexist.
come together.
They are parasites.
My friend, and LaRue puts a hand on the lizard. Even parasites serve their purpose at times.
Can both of you make fortitude saves, please?
Oh God.
I imagine so.
Who's got Verdants already? Has anyone got Verdants?
Nope.
I think we all resisted it.
I'm going to use a hero. I'm going to use a hero point. I'm going to use a hero point because that's not good, is it? Right?
Oh, we should have our second hero point as well, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Oh, for crying out loud!
It was
That's
better.
not good enough.
It's
Can
not
you
good
make a
enough.
note of Verdants 1, please?
Where do I make that note?
Just somewhere in your influence
Tattoo it
area
on
or
your
something.
eyelids.
Maybe your biography.
You can feel that she is a direct result of the Verdants and Glorim's magic coming to this place, the Verdant Wilds here. You know, she is almost like an avatar of this land. And being in her presence, I mean, you're of Glorim, but you're not of the Verdants, you know, that natural, the plant growth that's verdant and goes everywhere. You know, you are of the courts and the elves and those areas, those kinds of things. So still, it's to you, it is a bit alien. This kind of feeling you get from her of life pulsating from her body. You know, this plant life. In your peripheral vision, you feel as if the plants are moving. You know, every leaf on every tree is waving, sort of turning in her direction, and the creepers along the floor are moving. Crow's loving it.
It is natural. This is the way.
She says, "You may use this place as an outpost so that you may journey further into the wilds. I know that deep beneath, between here and Udril, dwell those who are left of your," and she's searching, you can tell she's kind of searching for a word, "of their realm, their territory."
You talking about the short people, or are you talking about the evil goblin
Yes.
people?
The
Evil goblin
dwarves.
people.
The
There's
dwarves.
there's
the
still
dwarves of
dwarfs living
below.
here.
Yes, once you put a dwarf in a hole, you never get rid of him.
Like a rabbit.
The land speaks to me. I do not know where, I do not know how, but I know there are those that live within the earth, and there are those coming up from beneath, from Udril. These hobgoblins of which you speak are one part of this. Darker and fouler things. The children of Metalin and Valtei.
Yes,
Sure.
they we will fight. The dark ones who bring
Good.
harm.
At this point, LaRue's making furious notes. This whole
Sure.
conversation, she realizes
Well,
this is very important for information.
Metalin is the god of murder and revenge and tyranny.
Mm.
And Valtei is this kind of nebulous dark power that is rumored to have come from the ether beyond, and doesn't have like a physical form, or it's not like a god or a goddess or a thing. It's like this darkness that persists through Udril, which is the Underdark. You know,
Is it highly susceptible to magic missile?
highly.
And she's also making a note of the fact there's still potentially dwarfs living in the ground, and the place where she said they might be living in the ground still.
These humans and dwarves and elves and their friends, I do not know them well, but they seem honorable, and they fight the ones of Black Tech Gar and the hobgoblin and the bugbear, and the ones who cut and maim and tear and rip. So we will.
They mean well.
They try, and if they make a mistake, we can correct them.
But they are people of straight lines.
Yes, they do not understand the way of nature. but some among them can be taught.
Indeed.
I will ask their leaders to send those ones to this place.
And in return for your good deeds, I will watch the land between your tower and this place.
Oh, you honor us. And LaRue stops writing for a moment and then bows and all curtsy and courtly like. Obviously, doesn't know how well this plays with a giant of the woods, but remembering all of her courtly graces.
And she stands up and she gives you a return bow in the way one would in one of those courts. And you find that a strange moment, but yeah, she seems to have that knowledge.
Nature can be kind in the spring,
but harsh in the winter. Now, I will guard the lands between here and your tower. They are part of my territory, and I wish them safe. Your people, your teams may move through here safely.
Do you have any rules they must obey? Should they not kill or not cut?
Only kill or cut for what is needed for survival, nothing beyond this.
You are wise, Elder.
So you almost now look like it looks like LaRue's almost drafting a contract of some kind, like a diplomatic agreement.
The wood giant looks at you, LaRue, and she says, "Who are those that walk with you?"
My friends in the dismantling the forge.
This woman at your side. You can hear the humming suddenly.
That's my nan. She's she can be a little bit annoying at times. I'm often accompanied by my ancestors, though not everybody can see them. At this point, Crow's probably like,
are you kidding? You know Crow's a spirit druid, right?
Oh, right, okay. In which case, you can see them.
Oh, no, I'm a spirit barbarian water druid.
Those that come before guide
Yes.
our actions, and we would be wise to follow their advice
Wow.
and
it's funny you should
ignore
say
their
that.
errors.
It's funny you should say that. She gave me some good advice last night, and I followed it, and it worked out well. Or 3 nights ago, as the case may be, actually, as we've accelerated time somewhat. Yes, anyway. And also, you shall see here, and she holds up this bit of paper, these are diplomatic agreements to not harm or cut down trees, or I shall present this to our leader when I return to our tower, and he shall sign the agreement to ensure that we do not cut or kill beyond survival's needs. Diplomatic agreement with yourself.
Humans and dwarves and elves put great stock in this writing.
Indeed. And she reaches her hand out towards you, LaRue. And you shall carry the weight of such words.
I mean, if I go to shake her hand, it's probably like...
As you shake her finger, effectively, or a couple of her fingers, some of the wood or the kind of moss and stuff that's on her hand, because she's, humanoid, but part plant, kind of grows out of her hand and wraps itself around your wrist into a kind of knotted, kind of plant-like torque kind of thing on your arm. You bear my mark.
Is that a good thing?
This deal is struck.
Oh,
It's only a good thing as long as you don't break the deal, and as long as no one else does either.
excellent. Well, I am a diplomat at the service of her Countess of Pargranin, and I'm glad to be in the service.
It will help to preserve you, but my people will know who you are.
That's also good news. Thank you very much for honoring me. And bows again.
Very well. She turns as if she's kind of hearing something far off. One last thing I should tell you. I have seen a dragon of late,
Yes, 3 there have been.
but this one has been close and recent, within a week's travel for you.
Direction?
She points rimward.
Rimwood in the as a 1 week's travel. Dragon. And did you see the color of the dragon? Yeah.
I didn't. It's blue or green. I could not make out which.
It's okay. I mean, dragons generally aren't bad news. So let me just.
Blue and green will be bad. Green is probably more likely for the area.
And again, furiously taking down all of these notes because I feel these are going to be completely relevant to everybody later on, and I will forget, but I'll pretend LaRue remembers.
We do not see blues.
We're recording
in
this,
the
so
woods.
it's okay.
Thank God for YouTube. LaRue's just like asking some general questions about the dragon directions and so on and so forth, and just noting it all down, ready to hand it all over.
It did not seem a large one. I have seen larger dragons.
Was going to ask, how long from the egg?
I could not tell. It was too far.
Now, would you say the egg came first or the dragon came first? Who knows?
This is a very foolish question. Always the egg is first. All of beginning of life comes from the egg.
Okay, thank you.
She looks at you and goes, "But who laid that egg?" And then she turns around and heads off into the trees.
From is the egg. She knows this. One day it will hatch, and from within shall come the new god,
Okay.
the land god.
That's very useful. Thank you, Carl. Right, I shall.
You speak my name right.
Well, I would be a very poor diplomat if I didn't try to learn. And so I guess we're going to head back towards the forge, and everyone's probably.
As you get back, everyone's kind of ready to go. Kit's all together. They've got all their stuff. Clip's armor now has this kind of strange black haze to it, almost like it's slightly out of phase.
The leap in front of LaRue when we get there. Friends, you must not attack her. She is not a vineling.
What are you talking about?
She has been blessed by the wilds, by the giant. But you are quick to anger, and I see how you attack the plant creatures, and you would see the plants on her and maybe attack. But she is not a bad plant.
Crow, my scaly friend. The vinelings attacked us first. They very clearly shot first.
Yes, but she will not. She is your friend still.
She is a fox. She is not a vineling.
LaRue kind of peers around from the side. Her crow's, I imagine, quite big.
Oh yeah,
to LaRue.
Yeah, like 7'2".
Yeah,
and built like a brick privy.
She kind of leads around. It's like the giant gave me a green leaf bracelet to signify an agreement. I have a feeling that if the agreement's not kept, it's probably going to do something very horrible to me.
You made a contract with
yes, an
the
accord.
forest giant,
and I pull out the very beautifully, it was very, very well done on the fly diplomatic agreement. Yes, we entered into a diplomatic agreement allowing our people to travel to here and make a watchtower, provided that they do not kill or cut down trees beyond the need of survival.
There's a kind of moss splodge at the bottom that is slowly creeping out across the parchment, which is the signature of the wood giant.
She signed it, and we need to get the Mr. Doric Emberblade to sign it also. And we have entered into a diplomatic agreement. She said she will protect our people as they travel.
Yes, she has given us safe passage and
that
will
is
protect the roads.
News.
But we must send rangers and druids.
Yes,
Would it be
care
possible
for
to
the
construct a
forest.
road between here and Emberwatch?
I think that might be
No.
ill-advised, my tall friend.
I think the
Beyond
paths will
survival.
open for us now.
Yes. We've been given free passage through. I don't feel we should push our luck and build a road. Besides, I definitely think that this will do something horrible to me if the agreement is breached.
Oh yes,
I
it'll
would
cut
not
your
wish
hand
to
off.
breach the agreement.
May I look at the break? May I gaze upon your
Lip,
lovely
it's
arm?
beautiful. As a wood elf, you're like, this is like a fine like ornate natural growth that
have
suddenly formed
been-
around your arm.
Blessed. May I appraise it?
Sure.
Just
A
basically
kind of
like puts it right next to your
magic. Using the crafter's appraisal.
Pete, how would we go about detecting whether someone has been touched by verdancy or not?
They go green.
You could make a nature roll or an occult roll.
I think I shall make a nature roll.
I got 16.
There's
I don't know, that's a good one.
there's definitely some form of magical thing to it. Seems protective. You think it's protecting LaRue from harm in some way.
I think you have got a great boon here from the spirit of the forest. She clearly values you and wishes to keep you alive for as long as you hold true to your bond.
And if I don't, I watched how she eats firelings. I imagine that will be my destiny if I don't do as I'm told.
Also, she has said it is good to take the fire and the forge to down near the water.
Yes. She also agreed that moving the forge over to the village at the water, good idea.
Okay, well, then it sounds like we got a plan. Shall we instruct Known to continue the deconstruction?
Yes, yes, this place must be taken apart.
Okay, well, we'll
She was
blockade
very clear.
the doors up top, and then we'll get Known to just carry on taking stuff apart, and we'll send a work party up to come get them. Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yes.
Known
Okay.
says, when you talk to Known about disassembly, he says,
No disassemble number 5?
he says,
Known alive.
shall I transport on cart?
We will send an escort party to bring you to the tower, which we believe was also used by your previous dwarven masters. So it may be familiar. You may know more of it than we.
Position of tower?
Can you read a map? Or I
It
can just
waits.
point. I point.
Last known location of Sentinel.
What is Sentinel?
When you point at the tower on the map, it says last known location of Sentinel.
Okay, is that another robot? Is that
Guardian
like
of
you?
the Mechanolith. Realm Defender.
Oh, that's both terrifying and incredibly sexy.
The robot is creeped out. the
Flip's not sure
The
he wants to tell
mechanoid
anybody
thing-
else.
the mechanoid, it doesn't understand why, but it takes a step away from you.
Clunk, clunk.
Realm Defender.
Easy, Tiger.
What a drive that.
We should
okay.
go. We must make it back to the tower.
Yes,
This agreement that LaRue has made is important.
I agree.
That would
That
be the
is
first
right.
time that Crow has ever said LaRue's name
I
as
know,
well.
I noticed.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
accrued much honor today, LaRue.
And I killed some hobgoblins, which I did apologize to.
You are gracious as well as deadly.
You
Well,
did
let
well,
us-
little fox, and I'll kind of pat her on the shoulder.
She's in more humanoid form at the moment. She's not in fox form. She tends to leave fox form when she's doing proper traveling.
Yeah, but you're quite low down, so shoulders.
Oh, she's very
will
small
be-
still. Yeah, she's still tiny. In fact, she's smaller in humanoid form than she is in fox form.
Well,
Okay.
I know it's 8 foot tall, so kind of down there.
Yeah, she's like 5'5", 5'6" when she's in humanoid form. She's not tall.
I saw a Pathfinder height scaling thing the other day. I can't remember where, but we were spot on, Rog, with the size differences. Lizard people are bigger than humans, but smaller than Goliaths, which is about what your size is based on, isn't it? Because they're about 8 feet tall as well.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so you guys gather all your stuff up, and you've got all your new trinkets and gear and magic items and all those things, or strange plant bracelets that give you +2 to all saving throws.
Very nice.
And you head back out towards the tower. Now, because you have won the protection of Lidras, congratulations.
Yeah,
You no
bravo.
longer need to make encounter rolls between the smithy and the tower if you're moving directly from one to the other.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
you've appeased a local guardian, and therefore you are safe in this area. So you are
Alright.
able to travel back to the tower without encounter rolls. And I assume you have enough rations, everybody. You've spent 3 rations at the site, and then it's going to be another 2, 4, 6 to get home.
Yep.
If anyone runs out, we can make some subsist rolls.
I have not really been keeping very good track of my rations.
So you should have spent 6, 9, 15 out of, I think you were given 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Can't remember.
I think it was 2 weeks, wasn't it? It was 14.
2 weeks, but you had some from before the rest of you. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So
But
we were
Crow,
given 2
you
weeks.
actually-
How
actually-
far out have we been? I started with
Uh,
7, and then we were given 2 weeks,
oh,
you said.
Okay, yep. So you had 21, you spent 15, so you've got 6 left over.
Okie dokie.
Cool. Oh,
bloody
exhausted rations. Look at that.
Who
That's 'cause they
exhausted
do
their
them in
rations?
batches of 7. That's the thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I exhausted one set of 7. I
Yeah.
know.
Okay,
I already
gotcha.
started
Right.
with quite a few rations.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys make your way back to the tower. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think what we'll do is we'll probably leave the session there with you guys getting back to the tower, people accepting you in.
Mm.
Millie, can we quickly show the fan art that Wojciech
Fan
did?
art?
We got fan art of some of our NPC characters. We've got Sir Althus Credwin
Oh, that's epic.
there, who's
Oh,
waiting for you as
awesome.
you get back. There is Tethys, the elven seer of the dreamer with the
He
lucid
does
eye.
look as creepy as he seems.
yeah,
He's very
absolutely.
good, creepy
There's a
rendition.
Very good.
serious
Very
like,
good.
Cthulhu eye thing going on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the Dreamer. Don't be mean about the Dreamer.
I wasn't being mean.
Dreamer's lovely.
Who's that?
Mm.
Doric Emberblade.
Yeah, there you go.
He's the dude in charge.
Why is he standing on a book? It's
He's
rude.
just
He's posing. It looks just like he's actually like he's posing for an artist portrait, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit of extra height. You know, that 2 inches can make all the difference.
Maybe his
Yep.
chair's wonky.
With his
Oh,
pole
that's what it
axe.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we should have one more, Ragnar.
Oh.
The grumpy old.
Boo.
mate.
Ragnar the
Not
Grumpy.
booing the art, booing the character.
No, the
NPC.
art-
The art is
fabulous.
great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Boo.
And Wojciech's actually done the art for the patron characters. And I think what I'm going to ask is if he can draw your characters as well. So we have a little bit of artwork. So if you guys want to dump a description in the Pathfinder channel on the Discord, then I'm sure he would be more than happy to have a go at those when he gets around to it. But they're absolutely awesome. It's fantastic to have a little bit of art there behind some of the NPCs that I've thrown in. I particularly like Ragnar. It's nice that this last one here.
The liver
Cat.
spots on the head really make it, I think.
And it's just this grumpy old asshole who's actually really useful to have around. So it's that kind of juxtaposition of like, oh, he's annoying, but we need him. And as you arrive back at Emberwatch Tower with all your gear, you're heavily laden, you're carrying stuff. You arrive back, and so Althus Credwin is there, and he kind of greets you and welcomes you in, and you return into the safe space of Emberwatch Tower. And Clip, as you look up at the tower, what you thought previously looked like some sort of conical tower with a slot of an observatory looks like the knee section and calf of a giant robot.
I may need a moment.
Just for a moment.
Like
And
we need to clean up
we're-
on the L.
and we'll leave our session there. Thank you very much, guys. Good kind of role-playing session. It's good we have like a good action session and then a bit of a role-playing session, and throw some of the, obviously, my World Mountain setting stuff in there to hopefully.
Don't get too excited by piloting the tower, Alden, because you might find that actually you're better off piloting the head or the chest section when we find them, and we can make a Megazord out of it.
Voltron.
Entirely where my head is going.
How long did it take us to travel back from the smithy?
6 days.
So next time we'll need to roll some work rolls, I guess.
Yes, we'll do some work rolls for the village next time, and you guys will all be level 3.
Yeah.
So we're leveled up. So that's awesome. Cool. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. If you are watching on Twitch, please don't forget to go and watch this when it comes out on YouTube as well, and like and comment with how awesome you think it is, or not, or whatever. Just any comments help. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to come and follow us on Twitch as well. It all helps. Join us on our Discord. We've got over 600 members now, which is fantastic, and having great conversations about all kinds of things. There's an eternal GIF war raging, mostly due to our doom. But we're having some good chats. There's games we're developing that we're talking to people on there. There's all kinds of stuff as well. And also check out our Patreon. I have mentioned our patrons. We have a Gaming with a Garblag once a month where we run games with our patrons. And I'm currently running a parallel version of this game with them. They've gone a different way. They've gone to the lake.
Oh, nice.
And our next session in a couple of weeks' time, they're about to encounter what lives at the lake, which is going to be fun. But they haven't been to the ruins, so
Interesting.
they're different
Might
story.
be all
coming on.
different stuff.
Might be all different stuff.
We might go to the lake and find it's populated by a long lost race of octopus people.
Those weird guys from Grim Hulk. That's what I expected. The lake. The
fish
weird,
people.
the fish people.
Yeah. They're pushing people off into the water and stuff like that. Yeah, that was good fun. I've forgotten about that. For the rest of the week, tomorrow there's no Lex Arcana.
It's every other week.
It's every other week,
isn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
But on Thursday,
I know what's going on.
we have
You.
See Chubby Cat.
See chubby cat, see chubby cat,
See
see
chubby
chubby cat,
cat.
see chubby cat. No, turn it into a Christmas carol.
I'm just going to stop naming things just altogether.
Sorry, Ben. We finally found 2 roads in my game.
We
I'm
did.
singing Seat Chubby Cat.
You can see It's fair. But also on Thursday, we've got Garblag North America doing one of their things. Which one of their things are they doing?
The
Are they
Romanian
finishing Act in
Imperative.
Cthulhu?
Romanian Imperative.
As I know, they're finishing Act in Cthulhu soon, and then maybe moving on to some Starfinder.
Starfinder,
Ooh,
indeed.
wow.
I think we've got a Finder
Yep,
extravaganza.
the Festival
going
of
on soon.
Paizo.
Yeah.
But the big news, the
Sounds
big
good.
news is that on Friday we are restarting, I should say, the Enemy Within campaign, an unofficial, not sponsored, but super duper Jim GM'd. So there's going to be awesome NPCs throughout. The Enemy Within, and that is beginning on Friday. And this week I will be uploading the prequel, the first episode, the 0 episode, for our patrons.
Nice.
And that will be released a little bit later for our public viewers. But yes, we are returning to the Enemy Within. However, Jim will be running it with a new team. Roger's in there, Aaron, Josh, and Lewis. There you go. That's the team. So we've got a human, a dwarf, an elf, and a halfling, which is cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that's going to be fun. That's starting on Friday, and that's going to be monthly to begin with, isn't it,
Mhm.
Roger?
It is. Also, keep an eye out in the Moorhammer channel. Jim is releasing some facts about the various
It's
players
so
and their
good.
characters.
They're so good. It's like my likes. I like walking on the beach and murdering orcs.
And next
So, yeah.
week we've got a return to Star Wars
Ooh,
on Friday.
Mm.
nice.
Matt's going to be running his Star Wars game next week.
Yep.
And we are deep into planning for Lewis to run a One Ring adventure, aren't we?
Ooh.
One Ring
Yeah.
Second Edition, the
are.
brand
One Ring
shiny
Second
new
Edition,
one.
the new one coming in March.
Also, there's something cyclady or cyclical or
Cyclic, yeah.
cyclical or something.
Something to
I
do
know.
with swinging
Yeah.
around and around.
Yeah, something
Cyclical
going
of
on.
the what's-its of the thingies of the
Something of
ummies.
the thingamabob of the
Oh, the
whatchamacallit.
thingy, the whatnot.
Yeah, a
what's-its of the
malicious
thingies.
rumor that something to do with Coriolis may be returning to the channel in March.
In March.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So there's lots going on. There's good games going on. There's some cool games coming. It's all awesome. It's Garblag. What do you expect? So thank you very much for watching, everyone. We've been Garblag Games. Stay safe and happy gaming.